Salutations gamers, and welcome back to our playthrough of the mod Divide et Impera as the faction Rome. Over the last few episodes we've been expanding at a very rapid pace, taking territory in southern France as well as Spain, pushing into Mauritania, all in an effort to finally wipe out the Carthaginians who've been pestering us since the start of this campaign. This episode is going to be very special because it is finally time to wipe them out. They are putting up a valiant, if sometimes a little bit misguided defense, but we end up getting into two very interesting battles towards the end that pit some of our most experienced armies and generals against them in their last effort to survive. With that out of the way, let's get right into this. Welcome to Spain, where currently 4 of our armies are preparing to invade what is left of the Carthaginians. We have support of our Artabri friends, the Lusitania lounging around for no reason at all, and the Averni also attacking, trying to snag some of these Carthaginian lands as their downfall is pretty much inevitable at this point. Meanwhile, down south, we also have 2 more legions at the border. We're currently just holding the line, preparing for a potential Carthaginian counter-invasion. However, it would take quite a lot for them to push out of Spain at the minute. I think it's more likely that they're going to stay up there. Over here, we're immediately going to launch this attack. There's no reason to delay, really. And I think with odds like this is going to be a quick auto-resolve at the start of this episode. Especially because our troops with the new legionaries that we have are going to be a little bit easier to replenish. And we haven't done this a lot. I usually prefer to occupy, as it keeps the regions nice and stable. Realistically, if I was min-maxing a lot, I would probably loot every single region where I don't have the dominant culture. I would probably loot every single time. The instability is going to cause some issues, but you know, with 2 legions over there, it's not really going to be much of an issue. If anything, that's going to provide our armies a little bit more experience. This extra 12,000 wealth we can use very well and reinvest that in fixing some of these settlements over here. So these buildings have to be fixed. We'll start with Ibosim over here. We'll go for a civil town in this region. We have industry over in Numantia, and this place over here also has lead, even though it doesn't show right here next to the icon, unless I'm blind. Yeah, I think it just doesn't show up, but this place obviously has lead, as you can see if you hover over this. So it's going to be a nice industrial region. And then we are going to get... I'm going to get rid of this, the agriculture building. And over here we're going to get ourselves a Temple of Vulcan, as this is one of the settlements where we have no resource. And the Temple of Vulcan gives us extra wealth from industry. Alright, you can see that kind of fixed our income straight away. Although we could use even more money, as we have a lot of places to invest. With just 2,000 wealth in our coffers now, there is not much else we can do this turn. One thing that we need to consider for the long term is saving up a bit of money. And the reason for that is politics. If I click on the politics screen down here, you will notice that we have some negative impacts from the high amount of influence that we have. Now, we've had high influence all the way throughout this. We were at overly influential pretty much all of the time, and we pushed it over to Whispers of Tyranny in the last episode. And the reason for that is we want to transition into being an empire, and for that we need 65%, so we are almost there, 64%. We can easily push ourselves over by doing some more gather support and then transition into being an empire. But to do that, we are going to have to bribe some people. We're going to have to fix some loyalty, which we can also fairly easily do with a few edicts. And we're going to have to raise the public order a little bit. So I want to delay that somewhat and then stock up a bit of money to make that happen nice and smoothly. I might even wait until we are done with the Carthaginians. Okay, we have one army that is pushing north here, or northwest. Further into Spain, because I'm trying to get Numantia from the Averni, which may or may not happen. Carthaginian counterattack. Ooh. Okay, so this army is not reinforced by the other one. It's reinforced by the garrison, but that is not enough. We're going to retreat, and they should end up in range of this army right here. So we'll be fine. They're not going to attack that. There's no chance they win that. Although there is another army. Okay, never mind. Okay, now our 2 legions here did not get any replenishment this turn, but that's totally normal, as when you take a region, the replenishment is blocked for 1 turn. We aren't even going to move this army up yet. I'm going to keep them out of the region for supply reasons, and we will continue to replenish for another turn before wiping the floor with these guys. Meanwhile, this spy, we're going to send north. As I've realized, we have a lot of spies down here in Spain now. And I kind of want some spies up here in the Alps as well, to not run into any ambushes. Meanwhile, nothing happened over here with our fleet, which is fantastic. And it's pretty unlikely to happen now. We have an army on the way, but we're going to put these back into the settlement. We'll have a rebellion here anyways. Let's just hope it doesn't trigger on Ibosim on this island. That would be a shame. You can see our income has skyrocketed since the start of the episode by us pretty much doing nothing. We took 1 settlement. It's not like I'm taxing anything in particular now. It's just how it goes sometimes. For Tarraco, we're going to turn this place into a pretty standard, just Romanized provincial capital. One thing you'll notice is on the left side here, you can now see road development. This is from a mod that I installed. In Rome 2, there's a bit of an oddity where you have different types of roads and they do impact your army's movement. So if you try and move somewhere really far like this, you'll notice that armies by default will follow the roads, as this is just the fastest way to move. So long story short, what the mod does is that it changes the texture of the upgraded roads to be the white paved texture instead of the dirt road, which doesn't make any sense in the base game. And it also gives you the overview here as to how much road development is added. But ultimately, that is entirely, it's just pretty much cosmetic. Okay, we're going to get a dry dock. We're going to get ourselves... do we get a barracks building here? I don't think so. Not for now. We're going to change this to a grove of nymphs. Get rid of this. And this we are going to change into perhaps a supply pit. Unless we also get a trade port down here somewhere. Oh yeah, right. No, Tarraco isn't going to be a dry dock. Tarraco is going to be a trading port. There we go. Now I figured it out. The military port is going to be Mastia, because that is the industrial region. And this place, I think we're going to get an amphitheater, as we shared with the Atabri, as well as the Lusitani for the time being, so public order might be a concern if we keep them around for a while. Up here in the Alpine regions, we are going to move this army here back. Move them back into the region. You see these guys are fully replenished. And we'll just keep them close to Midland. Make sure these guys get fully restocked. And then we'll see what we do. Now both of them also have baggage trains, so we shouldn't have attrition the same way we did before. There is still a Carthaginian army next to our settlement, and we will probably be able to attack them and wipe them out, as they are so close. Even when they run away, they'll still be within movement range. I don't know why they didn't run away. Okay, we have a rebellion and it spawned on Ibosim. And we have missing taxes in Africa. Fantastic. Banditry is something we'll have to deal with down there as well. Okay, we'll have to ship an army over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the fleet over to Tarraco. And we'll ship these guys over to deal with the rebellion. It's going to take a little while. But that's not too big of a deal. This will be easy either way. And until then, we get improved public order. Again, I'm going to auto-resolve this, even though this result is really not great. Because I think we have some way more interesting battles ahead of us in this episode. And I like to make some progress as well. Otherwise, this would take 200 episodes. Up in Numantia, we can take this place. Another easy settlement in our pockets. Taken from the Carthaginian scum. I'm going to loot this as well. as the public order here isn't going to get any worse right now, as we have an active rebellion. And we're going to change this to a trade hub. We'll get an auxiliary camp. Get rid of this. We'll put the resource building in there. This place we can fix now as well. We're gonna go for docks over here. We will get rid of this, and we will get rid of this. Okay, and that still leaves us with 17,000 to spend from our income that turn. Nothing I really want to do with that right now. Taking a look at our current empire maintenance, you can see this is now at negative 69%, which is nice, but definitely worse than a while ago. So despite us investing so much into empire maintenance, it continues to rise for the moment. So we will have to invest very heavily in things like the aqueduct building line, which is now going to start reducing our empire maintenance by 1% for each of these that we build, which is pretty fantastic alongside the other bonuses that it provides, which is one reason that I really wanted to research it. Now at Tarraco, we need to fix this stuff. We already have a temple getting built. We should definitely get one of these eventually as well, but I don't think right now is the right time. Plus, you know, it's not going to be a big recruitment region for us anyways, so we'll get another public forum. Okay, well, that is the rebels attacking our settlement, and they're probably going to take it, which is a shame because we were constructing buildings here. It's just bad RNG that the that the rebel army spawned right next to this settlement, the island where we do not have an army. Okay, we're going to land this army on the beach and take back our settlement. And then I think I might keep this army around for a little bit because there might be another rebellion here. And we're going to occupy this place, not make the public order any worse. I hope that these armies here can replenish quickly. But there's not a lot of manpower available here anymore. Just in general, 16,000 is pretty pathetic for this state of the game. 18,000 here, 42,000, 26,000. We've also recruited this guy right here, Marcus Regulus, and he is going to be a governor in Rome for the time being. And that means he just ranked up, and we're immediately going to invest into rightful sovereign and unwavering patriot as the first few. I hope you can see where I'm going with this. Rebellion spawned on the mainland this time around, which is good. It's also in range of the garrison. Okay, so over here we're going to use both of these to attack, although they're very likely just going to retreat. Yep, and we'll should we chase them down? It's gonna put us in a kind of vulnerable position because we have an army up here. Oh, this is so unlucky once more. I'm gonna do it, but I think it's stupid. Alright, don't do this at home. If they have enough movement this turn, we could get royally screwed. Over here in Carthage, we are going to upgrade the sewers. We will do the same thing in any other regions where we have available upgrades. Some of these are still building these. Tingis can get an upgrade. Also get the level 3 growth of nymphs. We're pretty much just making sure that everything is prepared for us upgrading to level 4 buildings. And that includes upgrading these public baths right now, as well as the sewers. What are you attacking? You are attacking my fleet. And that means this is not a good day to be a Carthaginian. I know that the balance of power is totally in their favor, but I don't think that's what's going to happen here. I think they are about to get deleted. So the problem with naval battles, or one problem with naval battles, is the fact that the auto-resolve highly overvalues... I'm gonna get rid of these guys, withdraw them. It highly overvalues transport ships whenever they are actually completely useless at sea. I mean, absolutely entirely useless. If a navy meets them at sea, they are doomed every single time. So what's going to happen here in a moment is that this entire Carthaginian army is going to sink. Just wait for it. The ship got hit, but it's not quite down yet.
Our general has fallen.
Really? Our general? Unlucky, I suppose. But it's fine considering how many of the enemy units we are killing here. We have to keep up here. Make sure they don't get away. And we can also meet these guys already. Send some of these ships on the outside here towards them. Okay, we have to do this here manually. This is what I don't like about... Okay, no, I'm gonna stop. I ranted enough about naval battles last time around. I'm not gonna do it again right now. Not happening. We'll keep these back and then go together with the other ships. Now you see the enemy cavalry at land. Obviously completely helpless to do anything. It's not like they can grab ships and attack us. Honestly, cavalry should also get their own ships. As you can see, ramming is absolutely no fun for transport ships. And they are getting completely decimated. Let's try and send these guys at the back. Sink this one. Unfortunately, to properly ram, you have to keep disengaging and then re-engaging. Alright, what shall we do with the Carthaginian cavalry at land? Should we try and fight them? There's elephants, shock cavalry. And yeah, this is why I said this would be easy for us to win. An absolute tragedy for them. Except, obviously, we lost our general for no reason at all. That was unlucky. I could have kept him back and we would have probably been fine. But let me bombard these units at land for a little while, as I don't even think they're going to run away. And I suppose I'll see you in a bit. I guess I'm about to take a break here. I'm not sure if I'm even going to record this. Save myself some drive space.
One eternity later.
Okay, short status update. I pulled up one unit of infantry and we sacrificed them on the beach to lure the other cavalry over as well. And now I'm sat here shooting this artillery myself because my friends are just too slow at it. It's gonna take them more than the 50 minutes to even get rid of all of the ammo that they have. But you can see we deleted an entire unit back there already. And for anybody that complains in the comments about us doing this, you know that I don't corner camp. I don't do any of that stuff. I just don't want to needlessly sacrifice my navy. I like how it shows the arc of the missile that you're shooting as if that's actually remotely where it's gonna go. It's just totally off. I don't know. The artillery in this game is just weird to shoot yourself. It is what it is. But that's probably for the best, because if it was super accurate, I'd probably be sitting here all the time and shooting that stuff. 7,300 losses versus 183. Welcome to Rome 2 naval battles, my friends. Well, our general died, but I think it's probably worth it. I think he was of our faction, which is a shame. I think he was actually our heir. But considering how many Carthaginians gave their lives for it, it's a heroic sacrifice. One that could have been very much prevented if I just kept him back. But shit happens, as they say. He will certainly be remembered fondly for freeing up all of Mastia from the Carthaginian presence, which now allows us to push even further south. It's almost like they are trying to get conquered as fast as possible. Here I thought they were putting up an admirable defense with us struggling to reinforce, and then they do that. So this is an admiral, which means we should probably go for stuff that reduces the upkeep, but there's not really much available, is there? I think we'll go for Mr. Pupurio. We had him fielded before. We could probably attack these ships here with our navy. I think I'm gonna do that. We'll keep the army over here for now. We can get rid of these remaining ships. Kill some generals here. Alright, and the last army. Finally sink them as well. pull up the other army to the border as well. And next turn, we should be able to take Mastia, no problem. With a nearly replenished double stack. Okay, up at Numantia, this legion is replenishing. We're going to give them one more turn just to be completely fully replenished. And we can actually push down into Iplacea as well and take that away from the Carthaginians too, which just leaves them with 2 settlements. So in Latium, I'm going to get Commercial Roma now. And I'm also going to upgrade the other 3. This is going to take 16 turns anyways, but I think this is a good use of our money right now. All the other regions, we either don't have enough money or there's really nothing to be done. We could get some more food down here. The public order is fine. We'll get the temple at a later date, and that means we are completely out of money.
Honorable enemies,
There's the NASA moans again. This shouldn't really be much of an issue. I'm not going to call our allies, and we'll just accept. Our allies won't be able to help us much there anyways, and I think I can go for peace straight away. Right, we have another rebellion imminent in Hispania. Obviously, this could happen at Ibosim. One reason why our army is still here, although we might move them up. In Hispania, we're actually going to get the Medicus, which is something that I don't really build in many regions, but in this region, I think it's going to be valuable just for public order stability, but also the extra sanitation that it provides. Which is great in industrial regions in particular, as we're going to have a whole bunch of squalor. I just want to make sure this place is nice and stable. Same reasoning I had down in Africa. And eventually we can still transition these buildings into something else. It's just how I like to do things. Alright, we're going to go for this. Even one legion is going to be able to take this out pretty easily. Like so. Can we stall this rebellion here a little bit? I think we're gonna try and organize games, and we will use one of our other characters here. Aria, Scaevola, Furia. It doesn't really matter which one of them we pick, as we want to reduce our influence. I guess we should pick characters with low ambition right now, just to lower our influence in the long run. So having stalled this, we can now send our army in here, send them near Mastia, and then do that. And this will be a 97% auto resolve once more. I'm hoping for a nice big field battle in this episode, but so far it just looks like we are mopping up what is left of the Carthaginians with pretty straightforward battles. We're going to occupy. This might still cause a rebellion. Yeah, it is. It's just too much. We'll just have to get lucky and hope that it doesn't spawn a rebellion at Ibosim again. Otherwise, we have to turn that army around. I'm going to take a look at the amount of slaves that we have across our empire now, as I don't really want to get too many. 23, 21. That's okay. I think we're going to keep it around these levels. So I'm going to stop enslaving enemies that we catch now, as I want a little bit of positive economic impact, but I don't want to overdo it and have any sort of trouble. We're just going to keep it nice and simple. This place we are going to get the shield maker, and I think in the other place this is going to get finished next turn. We're going to get the weapons. Meanwhile, the rebellion spawns, so this army here is completely freed up now. Unfortunately, it's winter, so we're going to move them in, but we are only going to start raiding. Well, actually, never mind. I thought they would have enough movement. It looked like they would, but apparently not. We're still not going to start pushing down here, as if I attack this army, there's a chance they'll move down and we'll be in a 2v2 plus the garrison. It's going to be at a disadvantage, so I want to avoid that. Things are not looking good in Spain. Spain will take a long time to recover from our invasion here. They've taken quite a hit, as we've had a lot of battles here, small skirmishes with the Carthaginians.
Let there be peace for a time.
Okay, fantastic. So we can invade Iplacea now. There shouldn't be anything nearby, but I'm going to send a spy just to gather some more info. It looks like it's clear. So we're gonna go for this. And I think I'm gonna fight this one myself. Just so we have at least one field battle. I can't guarantee that we'll have another one. We'll see later on this episode. Okay, here we are. We went for a very standard formation. Our course prima in the center, flanked by legionaries on either side, flanked by the Ligurian spearmen. Up front, we have our Marian legionary javelin men, these guys, with their spears that are also pretty capable in melee themselves. In the back, we have some more legionaries and obviously all of our cavalry. And it looks like they are venturing out of the settlement. So I'm gonna actually fall back here. Because if they attack me, then I'm not gonna fight on the hill. I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna fall back all the way. As far as I can. In fact, I'm going to sprint. Okay, they're gonna run in these guys back. Which is not ideal. I'm gonna turn around now. Spearmen go. Ligurians throwing their javelins. These guys are holding their position. Okay, I'm not gonna chase you up the hill. I'm gonna wait here. They might just hold their position on the hill. It's possible. Might end up having to turn around. Javelins on cavalry like this is actually fantastic. You couldn't really see it here very well, but if two cavalry units charge at each other, the one that has the javelins and throws them into the enemy formation causes a lot of the units to stagger and hold position, and instead of running at you, they are just stationary, right? So it reduces the impact of enemy cavalry charges a little bit. Not massively, but maybe it's placebo. This is how I always feel about it. That's why I really like the Athenians, who have a citizen cavalry unit that actually has javelins. We have another cavalry push over here. We'll move over all of our Ligurians. The enemy cavalry on the right side is completely defeated.
Advance at speed.
This unit right here is the freshest one, so we're gonna send them in. And then I'm gonna follow that up with the other ones. There's some javelins being thrown here. I could have probably micromanaged this a little bit, made sure that they don't actually throw those. Rather throw those at the other units. All right, we're gonna fall back here as the enemy seems to be running at us pretty much outright.
Commander, at your service.
I'm gonna lock this. Turn the formation here a little bit. We should be beating this enemy cavalry on this side pretty comfortably with our numbers advantage, although there are some Libyan spearmen running in here. I'm actually gonna disengage this. Enemy is being out-skirmished here by our legionary javelin men. Enemy cavalry is now charging our spearmen on the side, which is fantastic. You'll love to see that. We're going to back them up with legionaries, as there's even more infantry on this side. Legionary javelin men go. Move our general in a little bit more. And our cavalry pretty much has free reign at this point. So we're going to target some of these spearmen here at the back that are already pinned. I'm gonna tell our javelin to throw their javelins at these units at the back that are not yet engaged. These guys should rout pretty quickly. These are Libyan spearmen with mediocre morale overall. This unit here is blocking off two of them. We're now out of javelins, so that means we can send these guys into melee. What I actually like to do is flank around, because all of the enemy units are pinned now. We can use these guys however we want to. We're gonna form a nice little, as close to a conga line as we can, and we'll just run through their lines. Okay, broke the enemy center right here, or at least one unit. Some Libyan spearmen. Gonna just reinforce the units that we already have here. This is broken from our two cavalry charges. Our spearmen on the side are doing perfectly fine against these Libyan spearmen. These legionaries haven't taken a single casualty against this Carthaginian militia. Okay, they're blocking this off now, so what we'll do is split up our cavalry. This makes it impossible for them to defend this with just one unit. And that should be this battle done. We'll get these Ligurian cavalry out again. And clean this up. this mess. I think I'm gonna run in here with our Ligurians. Oh well, never mind. Alright, let's clean this up. Very nicely done, I think. Course Prima took quite a bit of damage in the center, but I think they were fighting multiple units at the same time. So I suppose it's understandable. And yeah, our Legionary Javelmen are 100% better than the Velites, just for the reason that they are very capable in melee. And that is Iplacea in our hands. We are going to occupy in an effort to not cause too much public order issues, as we have a fair amount of money now. We don't really need to continue looting. In this region we have primarily agriculture. So this will be an agriculture breadbasket slash agriculture income region. Now with 2 legions on the border here, in the next turn we should be able to attack Gardia with 4 armies. 1 army over here is going to be able to block this off. We'll keep them close to the settlement for the time being. And whenever both of these are replenished, we can move in on Kartuba for a sort of final showdown against the Carthaginians with 6 legions wiping them out for good. And it's been a long road, but I think they are finally close to done. I hope we can get a final challenging field battle somewhere, but unless I intentionally mess it up somewhere, it's going to be unlikely. Now we are researching the advanced barracks construction, and for this we're actually getting a loyalty negative for all political parties while your faction is a republic. Another reason why we want to transition into being an empire, among other reasons. And we'll be looking into that very soon. You see, the Carthaginians seem a little bit stunned. They're not really doing anything anymore. They're not moving their armies around much. I don't think they have any will left in them to fight. I'm gonna move these armies in here now. Keep these 2 legions together in case they get attacked from both of these. We're actually gonna move in here. No, we should wait. We should wait still. If this is a 2v2, I can still decide to run away. With both of these armies, we can retreat, and there's no way they have enough movement. That would be outrageous. Whereas if we attack the settlement, it's going to be very difficult. So we'll stay back, take it slow, nice and methodical. We'll keep this army here back too, so this army doesn't go around and take Iplacea back. We'll just sit back and enjoy the show. It'll be another turn or so. Up here in Latium, we're also going to raise another army, and I think we're going to use another faction's general for this, although there's really none available here. None that are already fielded. What we should do also is give some of these guys a spouse, marry them off, because that's going to help their influence, and we actually want to raise their influence across the board a little bit. So what we're gonna go for here is maybe give this guy an army. He's not very well suited to it. He does start as strategist, which is nice. Campaign map movement range. Histrionic defensive battles. That's not great. The offensive battles morale debuff I can sort of live with, because during offensive battles you are pretty much always at an advantage, right? You would only engage a battle like that if you are at an advantage. Whereas defensive battles, I feel like the negative morale impact is bigger, as usually the enemy will be at an advantage, at least when it's not the Carthaginians attacking us randomly. So the morale impact on defensive battles kind of hurts more than the offensive one, which makes me not want to field this guy as a general, even though he has the strategist education upbringing already. So let's see what else is available to us. This guy has reduced empire maintenance and authority, which is a nice combo. We could also field Servius Mergus from the Cornelia. So research rate, faction-wide replenishment. He's actually quite good. There's a lot of stats I know, I probably won't be able to read it on screen that quickly here, but just from what I'm seeing, he's kind of good. We'll reinstate the 6th Legion. Give him a unit of Legatus Legionis. And let's raise another legion here. You can see we can stomp legions out of the ground. I'll start adding about 2 legions of veteran two units of veteran legionaries in here. All right, and then we'll send them north as well, and we'll be able to start taking out the Alpine tribes. I was delaying that a little bit this episode as we needed the money in other places. Okay, it is time. We are going to attack Gadia here. 1, 2, 3. And these guys I'm going to keep sort of out of range right here. They're not going to get pulled into this. Take this army. And do we go for a nice field battle here? I don't know. In that case, I would like to decide which army sends all of the reinforcements. It's going to be a mix if it's this way, unfortunately. Maybe what we should do is move this army away and just have these two auto-resolve this. You know what? We're going to fight this real quick. It's kind of a messy battle, but let's go for it. Okay, here we are on the battlefield. Our army formation here is obviously quite something, as we have a lot of different units. On the left side, we have our African mercenary spear band. In the center, we have our Lucanian hoplites. And on the right side, we have our Sicilian militia. In front of that, we have some Numidian slingers who are pretty decent. We have our general and our elephants behind that, and that pretty much constitutes our entire front line outside of the reinforcements that are coming in. Meanwhile, on the left side, we have the Iberian cavalry, which we picked up in, who would have guessed, Iberia. In front of them, the Ligurian cavalry, good old. And then we have some Libyan cavalry right here, which is a mediocre skirmishing unit, and then obviously the Numidian mercenary horse skirmishers, which are quite good. Our reinforcements are coming in as well. I'm gonna put them in the right positions. You see the enemy is not pushing out this time, but I'm pretty confident we can convince them to. I'm gonna have to adjust our formation here a little bit more as we're getting some more hoplites. I'm gonna move them right next to these guys. It's not exactly perfect yet, but I'll adjust it. Gonna start skirmishing right here. Took a bit of javelin fire from these guys, but they're gonna be out of ammo very soon. And I can promise you that our Numidian cavalry and our Libyan cavalry are going to defeat you. We're taking some fire from the ship here as well, but we can fast forward this. There's nothing these guys can do. So what you want to do, theoretically, if you have units like this out in the open, you want to spread out your cavalry units to different sides. It's a bit hard right here because of the buildings. Actually using this quite well. What we're going to do is move this unit to their back, because this way they can't face in a certain direction and sort of block your... I was too busy explaining. Yeah, so you want to spread out, and that means they can never... You can only point your shield in one direction. That's the right way to put it. Come on, keep running. Don't get stuck on the beach now. No, 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 no. Oh my god. Libyan cavalry dummies got themselves charged by getting stuck on the beach. And that just cost me 10 Libyans. Oh well, at least we get to delete this enemy cavalry here. You can see the opponents are moving out of the settlement now. Just fine by me. We're gonna move up a little bit. See, the enemy is heading for the fighting on the beach here. We're gonna shuffle over accordingly, but at a slow pace. I'm gonna disengage this. Get out of there. There we go. It would have been slightly better if we shuffled over somewhat more. And then we also should send some reserves over to this side, as this is where the majority of the enemies is. See, we've actually gotten charged over on this side. I didn't even see that. Move back these guys. Fortunately, we have militia on this side, so we'll be okay. Elephants, we're going to get into position over on this side where we have a lot of cavalry. See, the enemy cavalry just casually pushed past us. I'm gonna use our own cavalry here to catch them, and our militia can get back into position, making sure that we block all of this off. This This side here is a little bit vulnerable. We've already taken a lot of missile damage. So I'm going to be looking to send some reinforcements in here, actually right now. Get them in there and also move our general over.
The enemy general is
Alright, that's good. Okay, so what I mean by engaging with our hoplites is when the enemy runs at you like this and you're just taking the charge, what you need to do is you need to click once more for them to actually start fighting properly. You see how they engage them now? Because otherwise you're going to cause way fewer casualties. So that's something you need to keep in mind with hoplites. It's a little bit tricky once the fighting has started. You just have to kind of go through and make sure that they are all engaging them properly. If you just hold, it's gonna be way worse. We have some reserves at the back. We'll keep them back for now. There's not much going on in the center here, which makes sense because of the building. So we'll do this. Wrap around. Take these guys out of phalanx, honestly. Chase away the enemy cavalry, and I don't think they're coming back. So we'll send these guys forward now. Totally flank around. And I think I'm going to run in here with the elephants straight away. There's some missile units back here still, but I'm going to ignore those with our elephants. We can deal with that using some light cavalry. They're blocking off our hoplite flank here as well.
missiles awaiting target. Legionaries.
Our legionary javelin doing good damage. We're going to pin these guys with our spearmen now. So we have the cavalry over on this side now, so we can cover our flank quite well. You see the elephants have caused a devastating rout right here without me even spam clicking. Gonna run back into the center. Get out of here. And we'll go for another charge more centrally in this area here. Hoplites are absolutely crushing. Okay, these guys are gone. Elephants did their job once more. These guys over here will surround with the available infantry, and the elephants we're going to send this way around. Gonna run in here. Oh yeah, we have a unit of legionary cavalry as well. Those will also be tier 2 population, a bit harder to replenish, but they haven't really taken any damage. We have a unit of sacred band over here, which will be a little bit harder to break. I should have probably used our elephants for that. Let's do that real quick. Sacred band is very high morale, so even if they're surrounded, they're going to last quite a while. All right, fantastic. Took a few casualties here on some of these spearmen, and I messed up with the units by the coast. But overall, pretty successful, I would say. And that is Gardia in our hands once more.
Your next command.
We already held this place a while ago, but we have it again now. And the situation is very dire for the Carthaginians. You can see that armies here are replenishing. Although this turn, the replenishment should be... There should not be any replenishment as we just took the settlement. So even though it shows some, I don't think we're going to get any. Okay, this army we're going to keep up here as there's still a danger of them moving up to Iplacea and trying to challenge us there. This army we can move to the border.
Commander.
These guys we're going to move to
At your command. On the move.
this bridge. There's actually 2 bridges here.
Ready for
And you guys need a bit of replenishment. Carthage we can expand. And in Carthage we are going to get ourselves a field of Mars, as I want to have access to some of the local auxiliary troops soon. We'll turn that into an auxiliary barracks building. We need 2 more legionaries here. And we can start recruiting some skirmishers. We don't have access to more archers, so we'll just go with the legionary javelin now. One thing we'll have to deal with actually is the Gituli down here. They are neutral towards us right now in diplomacy, but they don't really like us. Part of that is obviously our expansionism. So we will be taking them out as well. They have some resources that we want. We might as well, honestly. This is going to be pretty easy. We'll send 2 legions down there and they're going to fold. There's not much they can do. Now, in theory, we could quite happily befriend the rest of Iberia, as we don't need anything else from here. We hold Hispania now, or we will hold... actually, we hold Hispania already. This is another region, which we need for our victory conditions. Right here, we hold Latium, Africa, Hispania. Just need Syria, Gallia, and Dacia now. But we hold this place. That's all we kind of need from here. And we are about to defeat the Carthaginians for good. So what more do you really want? That's kind of all you could really wish for. I think we are actually going to go for a final 1v1 against the Carthaginians here.
Commander,
Sieging Katuba.
for Rome. Commander,
This army here won't make it this turn. And I'm gonna challenge them to this 1v1 right here with these two armies. Our army is way more experienced. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a Corps Prima or anything. It's not ideal. We're gonna get ourselves one unit of these Scutari, which is always nice to have. And now we're gonna go and challenge them to a 1v1. And this is probably going to be our last real field battle against the Carthaginians. You see, it's very much in our favor. One of our most experienced generals, Decimus Junius Brutus, has been with us since the start of this campaign, and this is his magnum opus. The final battle against the heirs of Phoenicia, or the heirs to Phoenicia. I don't think you are heirs to Phoenicia anymore, my friends. I think those days are gone. Okay, here we are. I have set everything up properly except for the elephants that I didn't move into position. Let me lock all of this and actually slow you guys down. I had to immediately issue the movement command so we can make it onto this hill faster. Our formation is, we have our legionaries in the center, no Corps Prima here unfortunately. We have one unit of veteran legionaries in the back, spearmen on the side. These guys have the Scutari right behind them, which are a very good flanking unit with 21 melee attack. They have javelins, they are just fantastic. I love Scutari. I don't know if I've said that before. I really do. The biggest problem in this battle is going to be the enemy's massive melee cavalry superiority. We have some Numidian cavalry back here, but outside of that, if we get into a battle on the flanks without cavalry support, sorry, without spearmen support, we're going to lose. And we can immediately see the enemy charging in here. We're going to pull some melee cavalry over here. You see lots of enemy infantry on this side. Running up the hill here. This is not going to be easy, you can already tell. You're in skirmish mode. Shock cavalry charging our side. We're going to go for an improved Inspire on this side, as this is a crucial moment for us. We need to defeat the cavalry unit over here. We're going to move this over. Over here, we also have cavalry, but we can block them off like this. We also have some Campanian cavalry over here. We're pushing onto the hill, trying to make it. Although these guys are slowed down. I'm going to slow-mo here real quick, because this is very busy and this here is sort of in the way. What is happening here? There's like... Oh, I think we got frontally charged by cavalry up here. I'm going to continue moving up in this case. Continue moving up on the hill. Put our skirmishers into their positions. Our reinforcements are up here. These spearmen are in trouble, but this is exactly what we expected. Meanwhile, their enemy cavalry on this side is in trouble. We can move up our elephants, but I think we should move them over here. And on this side, I think we've successfully blocked this off, which is quite good. We're going to put all of these guys in melee mode instead of them throwing their javelins. And we're going to charge down the hill. And this is, again, our biggest strength. We're going to move our veterans over here. We have to break this enemy infantry here confidently with our legionaries. Fighting downhill, massively superior, massive experience advantage. And then we have to help our flanked units, these spearmen. And we have to keep our back safe. You can see these cavalrymen are already making a charge into our center. Go back to regular speed now. But our legionaries, they're performing well. You can already tell. Okay, we caught these guys. We're going to make sure we catch these guys as well. Our elephants, I want to get them in there too. And I think I'm going to use this little tiny gap over here that has been created next to the rock. Our Campanian cavalry, is behind our lines, just throwing javelins, which is fine for now. Ideally, I want to move them behind the enemy too, but there's just not a lot of space here. The battlefield ends on that side. Enemy center is already broken, at least one of these units. And you can tell the enemy cavalry isn't doing so well. And the Median cavalry actually did a lot of work here. Have these guys chase that unit. And this is pretty much done. The elephants are pushing through. And when they are in position, this is over. They're gonna charge in here. All of this is going to break. They are already breaking, just seeing the elephants. The enemy center is falling because they can't push through our legionaries on the hill. And now we have these cavalry units back here as well. I don't think I'm gonna charge in here yet. This is too all over the place. We're gonna go... Oh, archers. Archers. Fire arrows. Shoot some fire arrows in there. We're gonna target these units over here because there's a big blob of enemies left. Not you guys, not melee mode. Get these guys back in there. We're just gonna make sure that none of these units return for the time being with our cavalry. We'll get our elephants over to the other side. This over here is broken. There's some resistance left, but what are they going to do realistically? We're going to try and get our Campanian cavalry back there as well, so they're not cut off. This is where I want to charge with our elephants on this side. Where our mercenary spearmen are fighting for their life. And we're gonna get these elephants in here, and when we charge that, it's gonna be game over. We're gonna shift fire on our archers over to this side as well. We do have some sacred band here in the center, but they are surrounded by legionaries. I think we're totally fine over here. Okay, we're gonna run in here, and this might just cause the mass rout that we need. Send our general over this way as well. Could have used the war cry here. I could have made much better use of the active effects that we have, battle rhythm and whatnot, but... Alright, this was a fun battle. Very fun little battle. I love challenging them to just 1v1s rather than steamrolling everything, because these are the battles that I enjoy the most, right? They are the most... Your tactics matter the most. I feel like if you go for a 2v2, it almost becomes too much, right? It's such a big battle, so hard to manage. I think the tactics become more simple because you just can't manage that much in real time. At least I can't. Maybe some of you can, but it's a lot happening at once. And people always say that Divide et Impera battles are like super slow. I don't know what game you guys are playing, but these battles are challenging. And that's 400 losses for us and about 3,000 for them. So I will take that as a final battle that we fight against the Carthaginians. And there we are. He's probably gonna run away. We're not gonna enslave anymore, like I said. Slave levels have been reached. And this is the Carthaginians gone, my friends. Auto-resolve. We're gonna finish it on an auto-resolve. Balance stance. Goodbye, my friends. You brought this up. Oh, and we level up our empire right as we finish off the Carthaginians too. For now, I'm gonna leave the settlement for public order reasons. This place we're going to turn into a provincial capital, just like most of them. We got a library here. That's actually a good idea, whoever was building that. And we will also get a supply warehouse. Get rid of this. We get that. And that still leaves us with 31,000 wealth in this turn. In Hispania, we'll get a fountain. Get the public baths later on down the line. Hispania, I said we're going to get a slave trader, which is because it combines well with industry income. And outside of that, I think I'm going to hold on to this money. we can move the armies that we have here into new locations. For example, these guys, I think I'm going to move them down into Mauritania. And I think you guys can join right there. And we can move into a position where we're ready to attack the Gituli with these 2 armies. I think these guys might be our Spain, Africa defense force just because of the units that are in there. It's going to be very easy to replenish, while our other troops are probably going to get distributed to other parts of the empire. So you guys, for example, we can send along the coast. The Lusitani, I don't think are going to declare war on us for now. But we need to keep an eye on them, just like we're keeping an eye on the Gituli for the time being. Which probably means we'll have to wipe them out within the next 20 turns, as they're pretty much guaranteed to do something stupid. The rest of that we will see in the next episode. It's pretty chaotic right now. Just finished off the Carthaginians, and soon we are going to transition into being an empire. I think that's going to be the next episode. Push ourselves over to 65% influence. Become an empire once Iberia is stable and we have a more firm grip on politics, which will take a little bit of tinkering. A bit of money to bribe people, and then potentially lower taxes for a little while, which is going to help us make sure that none of our citizens are rebelling against us. And that's going to be it for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave it a like down below. And if you are currently binge watching these episodes, I have a playlist on screen right now that you can click, where you can find all of them. No longer have to find them randomly on my channel. Just open the playlist and they are all there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.